Tang, Abakatok Sports, Balagde, Amokachi, welcome back, Bande Benzino, Ajab with the sauce, Dan Mayo. We want to do part 2 of the greatest footballing nations for Africa. We just finished part 1 some time ago. So we're going to get debate. Any man gets until one talk and first before we start the argument because I'm not sure I'll be impressed with that list. Hey.
Shout out to Dan Mayo for really almost one convince me about that #1 position.
Okay. Yeah, any person get person. If one contradict some person list, you contradict them for make some points out. One make.
I know contradict per se, but
yes.
That Congo way that may bring her in. I suspect say he gets some investment with Congo. You know, no be that he talks emotions, no be criteria, but emotions if I or that Congo will bring
No,
her
just like we all agree, right? The moderator don't send with criteria, and we get to look at things that if we say if fall within that, and just like I talk, if you look at the goals that Congo considered for their first World Cup, yes, but they were the first country to go there. Just like Cameroon will be known for World Cup because they were the first country, just like when I don't mention them, they were the first country to reach the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
So it's not about how they were defeated, but they were the first to represent that. So Congo, the simple fact is, so Congo was the first. We cannot talk about African nations who would include the global space or not put them there. That's my argument.
Bala, one sec.
Yeah.
Then you use criteria for say Cameroon and Egypt for World Cup qualifiers, blah blah blah, and then you use Congo because they were the first to put them for your top. That you use that.
Like I said, you put the metrics together, right?
Yeah.
You need to put the metrics in isolation. You put the metrics then together. There you weigh.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you use.
Will you play for Congo now? You just agree to?
No, be say I just agree. The thing I say Congo, they so Congo no. Even if I put na 50, I'm not sure the Congo will enter there.
Yes.
But yes.
It don't succeed for convince me.
Yeah, but the argument, the way you bring on, it make us say okay. But it leave out to other countries them because you put Congo, it leave out to other countries them.
Yeah.
So
that's why we have top 10, right?
Enter the same criteria. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm a big panel. Me, I'll be saying on the topic. I'll be think I'm a little bit different. I'll be just want to check some other factors. Them. Oh, on a name and board, I'm not really be explicit because I'll be check say like for number 1, for starters, when a nation be great, it produce like the best players for Africa. So just for the context, for African Ballon d'Or or best player for Africa for the year, Cameroon get 11 winners. You know the next nation.
But North Africa.
Eh?
Now the country there for North Africa.
Yes, them say Cameroon don't dominate. Cameroon get 11. Cameroon don't participate for World Cup.
Yeah.
8 times.
Yes.
The second are Morocco and Morocco, Nigeria, and Tunisia, where they get 6 each.
6, yeah.
6. And then Algeria and Ghana. So this one I'm going to take that World Cup participation because at the end of the day, you must first dominate for Africa before you go World Cup because you play now for Africa. So you give always matter.
Now why that Mayor focus more on the African context.
Yes.
Before she go to world context. Yeah.
Yes. And then now for Ballon d'Or Africa or African Best Player of the Year, Cameroon get 11 winners. Ghana second with 6.
But that was an individual award.
Now individual award, but you go for the nation because now that nation don't produce the players. Samuel Eto'o get 4, Miller get 4. And this is because that's
no, go for the you want try now. You want no. You know what I do now? I say it one try for it one time. It use now pattern now for arrange for best players of the.
No, you know what?
Just focus on nation.
Wait, you know what? That one individual award.
Yeah.
Because nobody called Joshua. I would
Liberia. Might don't win Ballon d'Or.
I don't win this. Nobody called like
Liberia. No, but we'll talk about that one later.
I use criteria. We not use Liberia. Say you not call Joshua. They don't use Liberia. But in that sense, Liberia never first go you World Cup. I use 8 World Cup participation. I use the fact say. A nation they produce stars. Okay, now who be the highest nation of Africa who don't produce Champions League winners? I just want to use that kind of thing.
No,
the problem is another way for you to use them because
that one one of
aspect.
The listing them.
Yes, one of the aspects.
Yes, so no use one of that thing now.
Okay, I'll give an example. Cameroon was so dominant in the year 2000. The African best player command on Cameroon. It never happened.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah,
So
we
no, if you
don't.
use the year 2000 for analyze best
No, but
African
you
nations.
see, now one
Mhm.
Urigi a nation because you don't use Okocha. Say he was so good, they name him twice for class
Yes.
Nigeria. So if you
But
use
that one, they
person,
name him twice for all your life, not before some
yes,
particular year.
yes, and
Understand? No?
then
Mhm.
I'll be a bit shocked because in terms of Africans, the way they don't play for Europe and performance for
Yeah.
Europe, I know yes,
Na-
I know say Egypt when it comes to African football in Africa, you know get rival. Just
mhm.
that 7 African Nations Cup play for itself.
Yeah.
But move go for all those see. In terms of African nation, don't play. Besides saying Nigeria don't win at just 3 AFCON. Nigeria the
Mhm.
highest nation we don't go play final. I think
Now
Nigeria.
why that talk say? Now
Yes.
why that you swear me? Now why that talk say? Remember I
Yes.
said that what give my I talk say as you know as we move with national team, I move Nigeria. Nigeria is supposed to be my first because I'm bring in the female aspect and the U20 U and the amount of professionals we they don't produce them out of.
I'm not catch
Yeah,
Arsenal
but
say they how many for the
yeah.
country. I don't
So
answer you.
my
Now
chipping here,
how many
Bala,
Africa? How
just
many China get how many? If you want to talk
yeah.
about it, get how
Leave
many?
China. We'll
China
talk
get how many
about
pro
Africa.
there?
Leave China. We'll talk
Yeah.
about Africa.
So a
Mayor.
lot of these things that they way, if you look at all the criteria, just like Balabi, they talk when I look at one of the criteria being I will produce a lot of the stars, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Cameroon don't produce quite a lot for Africa. But when you
Yes.
look at the
Yeah.
international scene,
Mm-hmm.
particularly, I actually put one of those criteria and the
Yes.
country will get a lot of
Like
professionals
top
for the top
stars.
league, for the
Yes.
top leagues then, right?
Yes.
If you just go and say this, Cameroon don't really get a lot of quality players there for the
Yes.
top league as
Yes.
compared to countries like Nigeria, Senegal, right? Ivory Coast.
Ivory Coast. Ivory Coast took
Yeah,
yeah,
when it
Nigeria.
comes to so you get to balance, you get to weigh
Exactly.
those things that you for Cameroon, you pick people that like Samuel to like now. I think that the first year this way, if you go Premier League, there you call 4 Cameroonian players,
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
right? If
Yeah.
you go for the past
Call one.
five
Call
years,
one first. Call one.
you
Call
struggle
one.
to get 1 Cameroonian player for the top league.
Mm-hmm.
When Cameroon call a national team, the years people that come over some team the way you even struggle to remember their name.
When
No
you
be
don't.
lie.
Yeah,
But
now
one
the
thing,
honest truth that.
one thing I say, the fact say this so would use European football become a top football, like the criteria, one of the most important criteria for try for straight African country there. I feel say some mistake did it. You know, give been a dominant criteria.
We no get
Correct.
Because
choice.
Now
Now
the
the way
point
yes,
that yeah.
now the
No.
way now probably I say now the way football is structure, we no get choice.
yes, but because say at the end of the day, no, we get African the way they don't do them for Africa. We always know them say they
Abutrika.
Yeah.
yeah
I said,
only
Wally,
Abutrika
Wally,
did it. No,
Wally,
we
wait
get
back, ask you a question, Wally. You will play football, go Europe. Why you not play Remember Africa?
no. I be d'accord.
After
No,
you.
hear what you talk. I be d'accord what you I be d'accord say that criteria they always can't take big space. But
Mm-hmm.
for reality, no, what we get for make that calculation, we not get for only focus on that. We get for also look for corner what way they produce am for Africa because say most of the African players the discipline are for Africa. You see, I know. So even
Then
if we don't take the best, then come out, take the best, then come out. How the championnat will be structured? If you take place like Tunisia, or Morocco, go see championnat where they play for Tunisia and Morocco. See how many players they develop for there. You know, if you just take that continent, so you play with the anyhow inside
Correct.
football. If you deliver wins on certain number
Mm-hmm.
of African Nations Cup or whatever, you see, I know. So if you only pick and by considering the number of players the way they are outside, but you get for also check as you self talk for the criteria them what they produce am for the local base, what be
Mhm.
the
Yeah.
impact for African football. Because look and find Moroccan football not really impact African football. You dey see when we dey play that CAF this in of Cameroon, where you fall against South African country will come over football team will come over Zambia, South Africa, or Tunisia or Morocco. You dey see and say that
Mm-hmm.
wave of play be quite different from the way we for Central Africa will play and will be inspired by that football. You see, I know. So you get for the look and through the way and for that way. Plenty player in the way they come out for massive for Cameroon over Nigeria. Go play for some country them for Africa they way and they living. Then play good football. But we need to see them because they feel the way they come Europe now they cover all the space.
we focus on the
But
one then.
yeah, so you know if you just take that one, just put that into dominant criteria, you at least now it will be part of the criteria we go make that choice. Bet you know if you just consider only ye because different thing in the way you fit take into a corner.
Well, I know the concern not just that because at the end of the day, we talk football in general, nobody talk football in Africa. Because at the end of the day, some of the people in there for Africa, when you talk about African football, they remember that they play for Europe or they go World Cup, go do something. Cameroon was very
Mm-hmm.
popular after Italia 90. because of Miller heroics. And he bring African football, he portray the whole African football to the whole world, thing Cameroon go do. So I think so go for now. We'll not dismiss the fact say Nigeria win Atlanta 96, Cameroon win Sydney 2000. You always give them credit for that. Cameroon Confederation.
Sorry to interrupt you. Now why that I be talks now why that you talk about you talk about before one start, you talk about
the
national
team.
Yes. I know one bring that in there because if one look other tournaments beside national team, Nigeria are the best country.
Nigeria are the best of
Yeah,
because
you see,
Africa.
Nigeria, yes.
But I think if you
move U17, U20,
I think
female or Nigeria.
I think if you move down, I don't think so. We're supposed to rank people. They put Nigeria at number 4. I put Nigeria at number 4. The Giants.
You want to put Nigeria number 80?
Super Eagles. The only nation one know for me. Only Indomitable Lions. The Super Eagles.
For me, Nigeria number 3 for my list.
We talk about the top nations of Africa. So we run any man not bring on this thing, and the reason why Egypt there for they be clear. It don't win the highest amount of African nations cup. I would talk about top countries in Africa.
Well,
so if you want to put criteria, if you want to give coefficient for criteria, then African nations cup will be like 7 or 5. Then the other one will be like 3, 4.
Now, Ajab, you get the point. You get to
understand?
What participation? Stars produce.
No, we talk about African nations cup because
now what
the way football and titles. The most titled country in Africa is Egypt. So they must stay for the conversation.
That 7 nations cup now, we'll go for always respect them. But I have to say, okay, now, so if we put that, say, that coefficient at 7, because I don't know me Egypt be dominance for Egypt won't play how many World Cup?
No, back to back. That 3 back-to-back nations cup, Balab.
I ask World Cup.
2
now. When I know some Egypt don't win champion, they play for Europe. I don't remember anyone.
No.
So Mohamed
Salah na Congolese.
I get Egypt for my number 1, right? Just like how Ajab talking, you get to use some coefficient for great things there, right? Egypt get the most dominant for Africa, and when we are talking about Africa and somebody is the most dominant, the person get a chair on the table, right? Because he's the most dominant. But Egypt get 2 criteria then, where it make him a number 1. One. In terms of African Nations Cup, they won more. And secondly, in terms of the domestic league for Africa, they still dominate. So when we are talking about Africa, you dominate the cup, you dominate the domestic league. You're supposed to have a say on the table, right?
Absolutely.
That brings me now to Le Continent, the Indomitable Lions of Cameroon, right? They don't participate more for World Cup, like I say, participant. They be close to Egypt in terms of the World Cup, but when you look at their domestic league, right? For me, enough them close to Egypt. So now the thing that way made me switch their position.
Counteract that back.
Yeah, I will use that criteria. Yes. You use them. Give La Continent more points. Yes. Because the fact that they are domestic league, not even the way compared to Egypt league, but they're still able to dominate to they get 7 World Cup participants. I will use that one for their own
advantage. That means because they don't like their country. They promote now Europe. No. They don't promote Africa.
No.
Yes.
The point
they don't like their country. They promote Europe more than Africa. Anytime where they select player from Cameroon for Nations Cup, they say they want to promote Cameroon league. Where it's supposed to be na the reason they supposed to say na Inobo. Anytime where you see some player of Cameroon, they go Nations Cup, they say they want to promote Cameroon league.
Not only Cameroon, Nigeria, it happens with so many other countries now.
No, we don't say promote league.
They are Egypt. That reason Egypt. About Egypt.
You don't just make I don't change my mind.
No, don't change your mind. Talk correct. We talk about African best teams.
Yes.
So they will focus more on Africa.
African best team playing football in the world.
We don't involve Cameroon for it. If you want to look Cameroon league or that, but Cameroon make a place for top 3. All my top 3, Cameroon get place inside top 3.
Yes, but at the same time, we get to be realistic on the metrics.
With the balance, we strike a balance,
because if you see, but that Egypt part, I still tell you, although I feel talk okay, if you understand, we explain about Egypt, if you understand, but I still tell you, say, if you look worldwide, because you don't take that 2 main point, but if you take a worldwide, you go any place for the world today. You ask football, you ask any person about what you know about football for Africa. Then tell me if I cite you some country, you go see and say 9 on 10 go cite you Cameroon first.
And they'll
Yes.
no sign Egypt
maybe 10,
second.
maybe 10 on 10.
They know sign Egypt
Yes.
second.
But
So
no,
why
listen that. No,
There's a reason why.
Now why that I believe say
Mhm.
now why that I believe say you don't get that two criteria the way you don't use that. If we follow that two, the yes, I feel understand that argument. But if we open the criteria, we go for that impact worldwide. We see to say Cameroon give us some dimension.
That will be the right GCE. We begin maths. Wait, that will be right GCE. We begin maths, English, and French. We're not compulsory.
Yeah, Conference 5.
Yes, that African Nations Cup and that league.
Conference
maths.
4.
This thing when I talk about worldwide, now civic
Now religion.
and religion. Yes.
No, home economics.
No.
Home economics.
All
right, so
home economics. You don't call them home economics.
Yeah, come back to Wale.
One moment. Mayor, come. Yeah, go.
I come back to Wale. Cameroon be recognized worldwide because of a reason, named that because of consistency. For 1990, for something where nobody maybe ever think of, right? The dancing squirrel, Roger Miller.
Yes.
He be thrill people. People fell in love with him, right? That's how Cameroon became an international soccer nation. It's not like Cameroon don't do a lot for the international stage. When it comes to international stage, Cameroon don't actually participate twice. And I'll give you the details. In 1990, when they participated during the World Cup, right? Yeah. And in 2000, when they did the Sydney Olympics. But again, we need to consider the Olympics. Apart from
and
that,
then technically Confederation Cup.
Well, technically, yes. Let's go.
Hold on.
Yeah, let's go. Let's put the Confederation Cup in there. But when you take those things out, right? Apart from the individual honors and some of
you take those things out.
You know why? This criteria they want to focus on. No, this criteria they want to focus on. It go help win and we want to talk about individual talent.
No, individual talent. No, country. Recommendation.
Because
one moment.
Because if we don't want to talk about international, then Liberia is supposed to make top 10.
I go talk Wally, you come, then Zino come, Ajab come, then Dan you come back for Dan.
Okay.
So Wally makes some points. Say if you go anywhere in the world, ask him. When you come to that point, say, I'm trying to say, would you look at the number of stars where a nation don't produce? Because if you don't produce a lot of stars,
yes,
you know ball. You know produce stars where you know ball. You know produce Samuel Eto'o, Patrick Boma, Jeremy Njita, Blora, we don't play for top clubs where you know ball.
Yes.
So that kind of same to Nigeria. You need George, Rashidi Yekini, JJ Okocha, Nwanku Kanu, all those things. You give always cost when it come.
Yeah, but one talk say this. So if we take if for example, if you go for country like France and na top we'll talk after, if you take player like Zinedine Zidane, where all man the say Zidane na the best, all man be unanimous say na one of the two, or if not be the only person where they don't get nothing to talk about it. But if you look the World Cup where play him that year, he played at least the highest game they were playing, 2 games they were playing.
3 games.
I play fine. I only saw 1 or 2 of those 3 games. And then remember for people that mind for the whole time. If you talk about Zidane for France, you know if you talk about it negatively, you see another impact where Cameroon get them. For people that even psychologically, he
win Maradona.
Yeah,
why you take my talk?
Yes, that Argentina goal.
Continue. Yeah, Zeno talk.
No. Bala talk. It's easy for win that Argentina team for that night.
86. They don't come over win 86.
No, come on. Muno.
So no one use one match. No. They win Maradona. Analyze.
No, only Maradona.
No go quarterfinal.
I'll be sorry for interrupt. Our topic is best African
nation,
footballing nation. African footballing nations. If you go Ghana, go quarterfinal like Cameroon. Cameroon don't go quarterfinal for World Cup. Cameroon participate with 8 World Cups. 7 on how many? 8. 8. Yes. They don't go quarterfinal for 1. Registered 8. Start 8. Pass 1. Wait. You understand?
Thank you.
Ajab be easy for go 8 times.
Register 8. Start 8. Pass 1.
I said, Ajab, Cameroon go now. If you know the play qualifiers.
Now
you didn't pay na pay.
The World Cup that they pass.
No, hang on, guys. We mix 2 things there. Egypt qualifiers, but we also get to understand so qualifiers, some country the way if they actually qualify all time because they get advantage, say this. So
Groups.
they put them there for qualifiers.
When I look 2006 group
look into
where
that.
Cameroon not qualify, Cameroon they will Ivory Coast, Egypt. Cameroon
And they
Ivory
not
Coast,
qualify.
Egypt. Look that kind of group.
Okay, so then when I
You know, give Ivory Coast thumbs up saying they qualify for that group.
8 times.
You mean say 8 times Cameroon group?
No, wait.
8 times Cameroon.
No, and not my point. That my point I try to say, move for Egypt.
Nigeria 6 times.
Danny giving Egypt first. No supposed to be debate.
Eh?
No, supposed to be debate.
No, but Ajab, no, you know if you talk, you know if you talk, no give a bit debate.
No, get right for debate.
No, which I mean I say debate. I say you know been as way supposed to say you know to kind of two if you talk say this man is better than this. Say really you get point. That's what we give put them. We not give a 30-minute conversation because Egypt na top Africa.
Now why that way? Now why that I want to make Danny understand say the same way he be convinced Egypt be first for that list. Now the same way we give be convinced or will be convinced Cameroon be first for that list.
Yes, like I tell when I say this.
Why want to call Nigeria?
No, Nigeria too. Nigeria come around.
Nigeria number 10 no.
Nigeria
Egypt, Cameroon. Any man feed them.
Just like I talk.
Just like I be talk say any of those three guys.
God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit.
Now why I talk say this man that way limit and to national team, senior national team. If one put football in general, Nigeria for be my number 1 without any iota of doubt. Nigeria for be my number 1 because Nigeria don't maybe we see youth football for Africa. I don't want to talk. Bala will talk say the court age. I don't know me about age. Not me about.
Yeah, but they don't always the court age. No, yes. We understand, but no, I don't.
You understand?
So Cameroon be my number 1. That's why they made my criteria there, right? Cameroon be my number 1. But when I go back, I go read Balak criteria.
Yes.
I actually put Cameroon and Egypt side by side.
Yeah.
Then I start making my analysis. That's when I switch.
Now you're talking.
And
that's what I said earlier, right?
No, but that's what I said, Balak. Honestly, may your get point because if you want to look best African nations, that African Nations Cup, you're not supposed to get the same coefficient with stars.
Who did move Nigeria out of this?
Who did move Nigeria?
Nigeria don't lost finals for African Nation Cup 8 times.
And you get a very valid point. You know why? You get a very valid point.
Every year they go play
the
level.
Yeah, you get a very valid point. Now why Nigeria beat it? You get a very valid point. Yes, because for play finals not easy. The difference between a winner and a finalist are just
45 minutes.
Just that one match. But someone go tell you say, hey, now why that me I know? Man go for another topic. Now why that me I know like me that today they talk say, coach. Someone go the way come out, we lost finals. Someone will win some conference league. They'll say better pass man because that man never ever win trophy.
Yes.
The difference between winning the finals and losing the finals is just that one game. But you get point.
Nigeria the highest country for Africa. We don't go finals for Nations Cup. If actually the win them, if Cameroon don't win, Cameroon don't think that 2 or 3 we have no.
84, 88, and 2000. Yeah.
That's why Cameroon always get to be above Nigeria now because they don't collect them from behind.
But Egypt don't show we.
Egypt one time, Egypt 2 times, 86 and 2008.
Now that's where the confusion coming.
Where your cousin give pass for Mohamed Zidane.
Mohamed Zidane.
Who's my cousin?
Rigo. Wait.
My colorful girlfriend.
Ajab, 1, 2, and no say when FIFA they do war rankings, they always do rankings include star power. The star power for your country, it always affect your push of war rankings. Like
do one Abakwa rankings, Abakwa top sport rankings, no FIFA rankings. Do one Abakwa top sport rankings.
We'll talk about star power for the other episode.
Thank you.
That's why we get episode for stars.
Do one Abakwa top sport rankings. Forget about FIFA rankings.
When Eden Hazard be play fine, it they form. It may Belgium be the best second for war rankings. Immediately,
but
the player.
Belgium be the best second ranking, but Hazard no be ever come out top 3 for Ballon d'Or because they never win trophy.
FIFA they rank the nation high.
You know if it talks because Hazard be
Nigeria. No, but they don't be the rank and because of Hazard. Belgium be the win all imagine for qualifiers and all that. No, because of Hazard.
Portugal will always be among the top 3 countries.
Yes, and Liberia for long before top for Africa
ranking. Last how many years, right? So they don't do it based on a particular star.
Yes.
I like to say they do it based on a particular star. They do it based on stars. I'm just Eden Hazard because he and Kevin De Bruyne they get a good generation.
No, Belgium will never do well for qualifier. We win. They will qualify. They win like all their games. So if they help them for the ranking, even though they go for the tournament underperform, okay, look like now for Africa rankings, Cameroon still dey under Algeria, them and the rest. Because that people job
we not get them. Because now what I want to tell you, we will not get the stars. Back in the days when Cameroon we get the Samuel Eto'os.
Algeria get stars.
Yes.
Who them?
Mares now wait.
I say stars. You call one man.
I call you one man. Or una get them.
Baleba, Anguissa,
Carlos,
Onana.
No.
What are you talking about? Mbemo na session on a terror go score.
One
star. Mbemo.
You know we call Baleba so. No. You know we call Baleba so. You know we call
just
Baleba
like I tell you earlier on, the first.
I mean, adding for one of the best things
the last 10 years.
More coherence. More come up. More get more coherence. Then come.
Yeah. So like I been talked earlier, but like I say, now the first time this for probably the last 10 years, where if you go for the strong European nations, then you will see Cameroon stars. Just like you mentioned, now you get people that like, if you recognize them, Onana, Carles Baleba, the dancing squirrel in the midfield, you know, you get people.
Wait, come back. You call Baleba so waiting.
Dancing squirrel in the midfield.
In the midfield.
You know.
Oh, okay. Because I prefer so. Now the best
Yeah. So, but if you go back like 5 years ago, look European leagues them. You know, you struggle for find one Cameroonian player.
Yeah,
when
that's true.
13-11, right? So we'll get to look into all of that. But I personally enjoyed it.
No, but the question was the biggest nation of the two of all the times.
Not true.
Now why Egypt didn't know? Because Egypt don't win. Egypt they don't win the most Nations Cup all the time.
So we'll not fit like I talk. That's why I do my comparison. I actually put when I reach a tie like 1 and 2, I put the two nations in together, right?
Yes.
Then I start compare. I start put the coefficient. I say no, this guy, this is stronger than this. Then they actually be the switch position then for my coefficient. At some point, Tower start Cameroon by default was the top. But when I did my comparison, I said no. You know what? We talk about Africa.
Yes.
Egypt past Cameroon. Let's keep emotions aside.
Anyway, fellow viewers, we don't come to an end for another edition of Abaka Talk Sports where we rank nations. We would like for you on thoughts for comment section. Please when I listen on. Me I never give my top 10, I'll write my own for comment section. Big panel is going to get on. Me a bit skeptical of people's opinion, but as they say, different eyes they see are different. You know mean say correct. So anything when I talk for close up for today, then we'll come back for next episode. Want to talk something?
No, I think so. So maybe I'll go here as the last person. I think I really enjoyed the conversation, particularly meeting some footballing minds here. Some of who will start playing football, then will stop for very early age because of injuries and stuff. So I like to see guys the way they be take that soccer to professional life, like Amokachi them. I remember my uncle, if he ever watched this show, when they can't take me for Limbe for go play tournament for Kumba, when I come back, they'll beat me very well. But today, no man, if you ever knows it is nothing this way, will actually bring money back for the society, right? But it's fun. It's fun meeting you guys, and I hope so I'll find time for come join the episode next time.
Yes, no, you come. Okay, so fellow viewers, we don't rank the nations. Top ballers or footballers, they come next. So stay tuned. Story day.